What up, everybody? It's your boy DTLF back with another video, man. How y'all feeling today? Glad to be back with you guys talking hoops. A lot of basketball to cover actually for the last couple of days. We had the Bucks finally get a win versus the Phoenix Suns, so shout out to them for that. And not so positive news with Team USA losing 2 times in a row in exhibition play for the first time since 1992. So it's actually a big deal that USA is losing like this because, come on, I know half of this team is missing or whatever because the NBA playoffs are still going on or whatnot. But to lose twice in a row, something's definitely not right. And how much help does KD need, right? So, look, here's my thing, okay? And I'm not going to pull a Stephen A. Smith here and discredit the opposition. Shout out to Australia. They got NBA talent there. Patty Mills was hooping tonight. They got plenty of NBA talent there. Patty Mills, 22 points. Joe Ingles, 17. And Matisse Thybulle with 12 points and a bunch of hustle plays. So, first time since 1992 that Team USA is struggling. And then, people already hitting the panic button. But here's the thing. Hey, what's up, Christian? Here's the thing, guys, okay? Team USA is very talented. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to win the gold medal, okay? Regardless of the slow start, it's still exhibition play. I expect them to get some good seeding and eventually, win the gold medal, even though they're struggling right now. But I think this is very telling of international play. It's getting better, man. We're seeing stars like Luka Doncic grace the NBA, and you could tell that it's actually a beautiful thing because the world continues to improve and get better at basketball. And that can never be a bad thing. Regardless of whatever Stephen A. tells people, you have to show love and respect for other countries, that way they won fair and square. So, it's to me, it's fun to see underdog teams win, even though I'm clearly rooting for the USA, but I want USA to earn it. And there should be a wake up call. You can't take no opponent for granted, whether it be, whoever, Australia or anybody who's in this tournament. You got to understand that the game is growing without borders and it continues to get better. And, the stars of today continue to inspire the stars of tomorrow across the globe. So it's a beautiful thing to me, man. Beautiful thing to me. Alex, appreciate the donation, brother. He said, you were right about Booker, LMFAO. I'm going to address this one more time because, look, I don't hate Devin Booker. He's a very talented young player, man. He's really good, but I don't like his attitude. I don't like his mindset. He's definitely no Kobe Bryant. All right. Ever since Stephen A. put a target on his back, he's been choking in the playoffs ever since. He hasn't had as an impressive game since that day that Stephen A. said that. Right before that, he was dominating in the playoffs. So, hey, what's up, Sally? So bottom line is, as good as this kid Devin Booker is, he doesn't have the Mamba mentality. He's 10 points. And he really doesn't make an impact on the defensive end. I had somebody tweet me today, be like, yo, Dan, but Kobe Bryant's had bad finals games before. Are we talking about the year he was on a bum ankle versus Indiana? Or are we talking about the finals versus Celtics? Because Kobe Bryant always made his mark on games, whether it was on the defensive end, playmaking, or offensively. He rarely had off nights, but when he did, he made up for it with great defense and playmaking and hustle. Okay, so, at the end of the day, there's no comparison there. Devin Booker and Kobe Bryant. There's levels to this, man. And how about ESPN start putting some respect, not just on worldwide teams, not just on the other teams from across the globe, but how about on our very own superstar Kobe Bryant? Okay, according to many people, Shannon Sharp recently said it this week. Somebody told me, I didn't watch the show, but I might review it with you guys later on this week. Somebody told me that they were hating on Kobe Bryant, saying that he's not top 5. And that his recent passing doesn't change his opinion. I think that was Shannon Sharp, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever. I don't want to misquote him, but something along those lines. Kobe Bryant, to me, is my favorite player of all time, but he's got to be in the top 5. Could maybe even arguably be in everybody's top 3. But got to be in your top 5. He's not in your top 5. I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion or whatever. But I guess you didn't watch his career because his footwork, heart, determination, and championships and leadership alone puts him in the top 3. All right. Always going to be my GOAT, though. Kobe would never lose back-to-backs in USA. That's another thing. I'm telling you, the mindset. My boy said, Dan the GOAT. What's up, Angry Laker fan? What's up, brother? Shout out to Angry Laker fan, man. Go check out his channel, man. He's putting in work for Laker Nation, man, covering the offseason as well. So spread the love, baby. Spread the love. He said, with picks or pieces for the Lakers to trade for, I don't see Dame leaving Portland. Now, I do want to cover rumors. I told you guys I would. I already kind of glazed over the Team USA situation. They'll be fine. I still think Team USA will win the gold medal, okay? I think they're just not taking their opponents seriously, and they should. They got to put some respect on their opponents. But about the trades, Damian Lillard could very well be moved. It's not going to come out of his mouth. He's a very loyal dude. He recently said in an interview, whatever he said between him and the front office is between him and the front office. So, that's what that is. But at the end of the day, we're hearing rumors already about Golden State trying to put together a package, which we have predicted here. Laker Girl has said it. I have said it. Multiple people have said it on this channel. So he said, Dan the GOAT, love the channel. Holla from Michigan. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the support, brother. But yeah, a lot of people have speculated about Damian Lillard leaving. The reason I really haven't reported too much on it or made videos about it is because it hasn't came, from the lion's mouth himself, from Damian Lillard. So we have to kind of sit back and wait and see approach. Now, it's very probable that for the right package, they will deal him, but it's going to have to take a mega haul, and which the Golden State Warriors unfortunately do have enough to get him as well as other teams. So we'll see what happens there, man. I hope it doesn't happen, but I could really see the Oakland native going back to his home team to play for the Warriors. I'd hate to watch it, but it's very likely. And if that happens, our Lakers are going to have to make a move to acquire a third star, hands down, if we want to stay in the competition. He says, Shannon Sharp drinking too much dew. I love it. Absolutely, bro. The hate is real for our man Kobe Bryant. He said, Colin Sexton. I wouldn't mind Colin Sexton. People don't understand. He's coming off of a career year 22, but then you have to take that with a grain of salt because he did play for the Cavs, and that team didn't win much. So those 22 didn't really translate into many wins. His most impressive performance, I was watching it here live with my homie Lonnie and my brother and my nephew. We were watching them beat the Brooklyn Nets with KD and with James Harden. So, that was probably the most impressive thing I've ever seen Colin Sexton do, and he took over that game. So I think he had 40 plus. But you have to ask yourself, what is he worth giving up? And are you going to have to pay him the max? Because he's putting up max type numbers right now, but he was doing it, like I said, on a team that wasn't getting nowhere. It's easy to put up big numbers on a team that doesn't do nothing. But then as soon as he goes somewhere where it matters, will he still be able to put up similar production, or will he turn into the next Dennis Schroeder? He said, Team USA should stop worrying about politics and put more effort into the game. I mean, that's an opinion for sure, but we don't know if that's really what's distracting them. Look, I think Team USA is just so good that they take opponents for granted, just like Stephen A. takes other countries for granted in his recent commentary, which I'm not happy about. Got to show love. Especially to the third world countries out here putting in work, man. Shout out to them. It shows that the programs are getting better in different countries for basketball. And like I said, they're breeding NBA stars now. So it's a beautiful thing to watch. He's like, yo, Dan, the U.S. Basketball team got to play better than this. Absolutely. They got to show some pride. They got to show some damn pride. Anytime you're repping your country, you got to play. But again, this is why I love about teams, overseas teams and teams for other countries. They just move the ball so well. They don't have an ego, and they don't play too much ISO ball. They just play smart basketball. Team USA has to take a page of that. Now I get it. We got ISO heavy stars. They can get buckets at any time. But it's all about momentum, and it's all about strategizing when to take over games. And they also have to play better defense because they gave up 90-plus points to Australia. That's not acceptable from a USA team. But then again, you look across the roster and you say, outside of Draymond Green, who else has that defensive identity, right? So this is why I love about that team with LeBron, Carmelo, and Kobe. They all took it upon themselves to be defensive-minded and to give it their all on both sides of the floor. Team USA still learning, obviously, but 2 losses in a row, not very promising. They got to, pick it up here sooner rather than later. Did you see that LeBron James went to finish his career with the Lakers? Yes, I'm glad you guys are reminding me all this stuff because I wanted to touch on all these subjects. We have plenty to talk about. All right, LeBron James recently said in an interview that him and his family love it here in Los Angeles, of course, and we love to have him as well, by the way. And that he'd love to finish his career here with the Lakers. Now, the interesting part of that quote was that he mentioned how 4, 5, 6, or 7 years. So that tells me LeBron still has a lot left in the tank. Don't count this man out. A lot of people are already counting him out. And I do believe that Father Time is undefeated, but this is probably the greatest athlete in the history of time as far as athleticism and defying the odds goes, because he continues to break records even at his age. This makes me think that LeBron thinks he can hold up at least till his son comes to the NBA. And then I wonder if he's going to be like the Ball family and he's going to want the Lakers to draft his son to play alongside him if he does become an NBA prospect and continues to develop. Still early in his career. He's still in high school. But, everything's interesting to me. Obviously, number one, he wants to retire a Laker, which is obviously a great thing because it shows that the organization has taken care of him properly. And it shows other superstars, hey, this is a great place to come and finish off your career or even start your career or anything, right? It's just a great place to come. That's my number one take. Number two is that LeBron James, when his current contract is up, right? His current extension, he extended for an extra 2 years. So I think that brings him to a grand total of 3 years left in his contract, or 2 or something like that. Is he going to re-sign another contract? And is it going to be another max contract? Or is he going to take a pay cut to try to land another superstar? We don't know what's going through LeBron's mind. Is he going to want to keep competing? And is he going to want to keep blustering this roster in order to make that happen? So I'm very curious to see where we go in the future with this guy, man. I love him so much. He's truly put on for the city, and he's a part of Laker Nation, whether you love him or hate him. He said, by the way, Dan, what's your take on LeBron saying that he wants to end his career? Oh, yeah, I already answered that just now. Es decir, DeRozan y Kyle por sign and trade y resto por el veterans minimum. All right, Roses is saying that we should sign DeRozan and Kyle Lowry via sign and trade, and the rest we should sign to the veterans minimum. I'm not sure how authentic that rumor is, so I'm just going to sit back and watch. Recently, Carmelo Anthony to the Lakers. What do you guys think of that? That's something I posted today on Twitter. Carmelo Anthony and the Lakers, supposedly, according to some hidden sources that we don't know yet, no confirmation if they're legit, Carmelo and the Lakers have mutual interest. This makes sense because Portland might start the rebuild by trading away Dame. They already hired a new coach. They're going in a different direction. So I can definitely see LeBron James and Carmelo linking up again with the Lakers, right? Good friend of his. Chemistry would be there. I'm looking forward to see what happens there. And if we trade Kyle Kuzma, it would make perfect sense as you replace some of that scoring punch off the bench, or whether he starts or comes off the bench. Hey, what up, Angelica? She says, go Lakers. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Yo, Dan, I swear every time you go live, so does Trevor Lane. I think he'd be watching. It's all love, man. There's no competition here. Between me and other Laker fans, it's all love, brother. Trust me, I want them to shine just as much as I want to shine. So blessings to him and his channel, man. I wish him the best. And like I said, I'm always spreading love to anybody that talks about the Lakers in a positive manner, okay? Now, if you're going to trash my Lakers, it's a different story. But we're all on the same team. There's plenty of love to go around. He said, Dan, should Kawhi get out of the Clippers cursed franchise? Love the question. I was hoping somebody asked me that. Absolutely. If you guys remember the day he signed there, I told you guys he would regret it. He wouldn't win a championship. Check. And he would eventually leave. Oh, don't bark, please. He would eventually leave, right? So that my third prophecy is yet to be fulfilled, but we're going to find out a lot between this month and next month. By the way, the Lakers, will Montrezl Harrell opt in by July 31st, or will he opt out of his contract? That's going to be huge, because if he opts in, that means we get another year of the workhorse that is Montrez, or he can be included in a package. You just never know what's going to happen there. Is the market going to demand more money from Montrez? Is he going to want more playing time? My prediction is he's going to opt out, right? Which frees up an extra $9 million. But I could be wrong. If Trez wants to give it another shot, then he's in the right place. But I feel sorry for him, man, because he really deserved more playing time. I feel like a lot of players have critiqued Frank Vogel, and rightfully so, because he was giving out random minutes, right? He said people hate on LeBron too much, just like how they hate on Kobe. The more my channel elevates in my platform, I've been getting more slander and hate myself. And so I kind of start to understand how things work, right? The more success you get, the more jealousy which equals more hatred. So if you're really a really successful person like LeBron James or Kobe Bryant was, you know, the hate is real. There's a lot of haters, jealous, lazy people that don't like to put in the work, but they easily keyboard warriors. They like to type in hate. So you know what we should do? We should start a new movement. It's called Ignore a Hater and just not even reply. That way they're talking to themselves. I think I started doing this recently because a lot of people were hating on my tweet about how the NBA Finals would have been more entertaining with the Lakers. But that was just a picture that I got off of the internet. So, but people took it as if I wrote that without a sense of humor. And like I said, the hate, it just continues to multiply. And if you feed into it, it's like a fire. It just keeps growing, right? So I just started ignoring haters, blocking haters left and right. And it's the best thing to do. These people don't have a life. They enjoy trying to invade yours. That's called hate, jealousy. Is it intriguing possibility of either Carmelo or Damian Lillard coming to the Lakers? I'd love both of them, to be honest with you, but the more realistic option is Carmelo. I could also see Russell Westbrook and other role players. If we have an offseason of Russell Westbrook being the main piece we acquire, and then Carmelo and other role players, I think it'll be a success. I would love to have Dwight back. I'm not sure if that's a possibility. And I would also like for us to keep our draft pick. But if we can't and we need to move it, I'm okay with it. My boy King, he said Space Jams on Friday. Can't wait. Me too, bro. I'm looking forward to it, man. I already got my Space Jam shirt. I'm ready, bro. I'm probably going to wear them fly-ass Kyries I posted. I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm hearing great things about it already. No spoilers, but I'm hearing great things about it. So that's good news, right? That's great news. He said, Westbrook? Nah. Hey, man, you got to keep an open mind. You know, people are close-minded, and they're saying Damian Lillard or bust. That might not even be a probability. Portland might not even answer the phone if Rob comes calling, you know, because there's so many other trade assets. Like I said, if you're a rebuilding team, you're looking for draft picks. And if you want a quick rebuild, Golden State probably has the best option because they have 2 lottery picks. They have James Wiseman, who showed promise last year. And you can see what DeAndre Ayton is doing. So if he models his game after them, sky's the limit. And they could throw in somebody like Kelly or Wiggins to sweeten the deal, whatever it takes. I'm not sure what they would be looking for. But, yes, teams like Portland don't want stars for stars because the other star will probably want to bounce too. So they want to grow it from the ground up and hope that that becomes a franchise-altering player like Damian Lillard or better. Appreciate you, Isaac. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. He's Angelica says, stay on high ground, Dan. You're the man. On top, the haters are trying to hold you down. Great show. Thank you so much, Angelica. I appreciate the positive words always and the wisdom, you know, from whether it be from anybody, you know, elders or same age, doesn't matter. The wisdom that is passed down is always taken in stride. So I appreciate it. Dan, can't wait for LeBron to rock that number 6. By the way, who's going to buy a new LeBron James number 6 jersey? I have the 23, which it probably is my favorite. But the 6 is kind of hard, too. I don't know, man. What y'all thinking? And by the way, you know, I made the prediction that Anthony Davis would stay at 3 because that's about probably how many championships he'll end up with the Lakers. And LeBron at 6 is the same. And they mentioned it recently. So it was just a wild guess. And they confirmed that was the train of thought. Yeah, I'm just a bit concerned if we sign Westbrook. He said, I'm afraid he'll become another Andre Drummond. Oh, no. The one thing about Russell Westbrook is he always plays hard. All right. I haven't always been a fan of his. You know, I had a love-hate relationship with Westbrook. Loved him when he first got drafted to OKC. Loved his motor. I hated his ego and his attitude after, you know, he got older and just the way he would react to certain fans and stuff. Not even the fans, just the way he was always trying to pick a fight. I can't stand that. But I think sometimes you might need that tough-minded player for the playoffs. And he's a workhorse. He's always crashing the glass, driving at 100 miles an hour to the rim. And when he gets hot, he can knock down some shots too. So I think he would take off an immense amount of pressure from LeBron James and Anthony Davis as far as playmaking and getting your own bucket goes. So that could be interesting, right? But I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen. That's what looks very likely right now. I do believe after firing Scotty Brooks, I think Washington's moving in a different direction. And I think players like Russell Westbrook are ready to win. They've paid their dues. They've been around the league. They're looking to join a team like the Lakers. Was just on the edge of being a champion again. So he said, I want Cameron Thomas. He's a scorer, man. Again, this draft is going to be intriguing, and I'll be right here to cover it with you guys live. at least for the first round and maybe part of the second. But I'm interested with all the prospects the Lakers have been working out. So most of them have been second round candidates. So I'm interested in seeing if Rob Pelinka is going to buy another second round pick like he did with Taylor Horton, and if he's going to use that to try to get another gem from this draft. Now remember, Kostas Antetokounmpo is no longer with the team. You know, he was on a two-way contract, and he has now signed overseas, which opens up another two-way contract. And to be honest with you, you know, I wish him the best, but Devontae Kaycock, I'm not a huge fan of like that. He does have an engine and a motor, but I feel like for the modern day NBA, he doesn't have the two things we need: the ability to space the floor or height. So he's kind of like an anomaly on the team. I think I'd much rather for us to try to, you know, in this summer league, I'm going to cover with you guys starting next month. And I'm going to be very intrigued to see the young talent guys that get undrafted and get invited. We could always find gems. So I think there might be two-way contracts available, which is huge because, as you know, under the new rules, you can even take these into the playoffs. So that's huge. And then on top of that, our draft pick, you know, our first-round draft pick, if we keep it, plus Taylor Horton-Tucker, who I hope plays in summer league. That way we can really have something interesting to keep us a hold till, you know, till the season resumes. So I'm looking forward to all this stuff, man. You guys know where to find me. I had some content, some rumors to talk about today. I want to glaze over Team USA basketball, but that's pretty much all I had to say. Now I'm gonna head over to the comment section, let you guys carry the conversation wherever you want to go. If you guys have any questions, like I said, other fans of other teams are also welcome to ask me questions about your franchise. Very knowledgeable about the game, so I love just breaking it down. He said, I would take Westbrook. He's not a shooter, but he still scores. That's what I'm saying, angry Lakers fan. People have to have an open mindset. And I think he's a very gettable player for the Lakers, especially in the position we are in right now. Angelica says that the Hornets sign Jello. Lonzo will sign with the Hornets. He said LeVar wants all three sons on the same team, Chino Hornets. It would be interesting. I'm rooting for that family. I want the middle brother to make it, right? Leangelo, I think this is Leangelo Ball. I want him to make it. It's Chino Hill's product. You know we love our people out here, man. But I'm not sure how realistic those rumors are now. If Giannis can get his brother on the Bucks, you know, by signing that extension, then maybe it's in the best interest of the Hornets to suck up to LaMelo, since he's going to be a mega star in this league early in his career. That way he remembers that and re-signs with them as soon as he has an opportunity. Now, as far as Lonzo Ball going over there, it's highly unlikely unless the Hornets all, you know, get on the same program and they end up doing a sign and trade with a player that's, you know, that intrigues the Pelicans as well. Because remember, Lonzo is a restricted free agent, and, you know, it has to be mutual between both teams. I think they'll match anything unless it's a max contract, which he shouldn't get. And, you know, they're probably going to use him as trade bait. But we'll see. The offseason could be very unpredictable. I can't wait for it, guys. We're less than a month away. You know, yeah, as soon as August hits, August 1st, I'm going to be here, man. Day to day, you're going to find me on this channel just breaking down the latest news and rumors. It's a deep draft. I'm looking forward to it, Johnny. Oh, my goodness, it is a deep draft. We could get some really good steals. I hope the Lakers buy another second-round pick. He said, USA basketball team, what happened? Bro, Intel, wow. USA basketball team hasn't been the same since – it's been a while, okay? It's been since Kobe, Carmelo, and LeBron. That was the last really, really impressive team to me. I might be wrong, but at least to me, that's the last team that I was like the one with Wade in it. Prime Wade, prime Kobe, prime Bron, Carmelo. That team, I think, could have even gave a run for its money to the Dream Team. Who knows? But bottom line is, you know, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. He said, welcome to the winning side, troll. He said, glad to have you smell victory. Oh, she's talking her smack. I like it. He only has Karl Malone in front of him before he can sniff Kareem. Oh, LeBron's going to break records. Trust me, he's going for all-time scoring champ. And I'm glad it's going to be on a Laker uniform. It's going to be so sweet when he does. And like I said, I expect LeBron to be the favorite for GOAT conversation of all time when his career is all said and done. People talk about him like he's done. He's not done. He could still win a championship or two. He still has a lot left in the tank. And him saying 4 to 7 years, that being his timeline, tells me he still feels good mentally and physically to perform. So I'm looking forward to that. He says, still can't believe Team USA basketball has lost 2 games in a row. uh, here in these early games. It's a mixture of things. Obviously, Team USA hasn't, they haven't really um, gelled together yet, right? They haven't gelled, but they're not even complete yet. I think they still have to add like Chris Middleton, Devin Booker. They still have players to add as soon as the finals end. I think they're going to join Team USA. So that's one part of it. Second part of it, the style of play from superstars in the NBA is completely different to the European stars. European stars are team players first. They play smart, crafty basketball. Look at Luka. Look at that style of play. It's crafty. They control the tempo really well. They slow down the pace so that there's less possessions. And like I said, Team USA looks like they're going through the motions right now. Like they're too confident in themselves. They have to show a little pride, play both sides of the ball. So it's a mixture of things, and I think they'll be fine though. I think they'll still end up. I'll be shocked if Team USA doesn't win the gold medal. Then you can say that they were a failure. You really can, because with all the talent they have, technically on paper they are the best team, head and shoulders above everybody. But again, basketball is such a beautiful sport because it's all about team, skill, strategy, coaching. Everything factors into it. So we'll see. And I'm going to be watching closely, guys. And if anything crazy happens, you know where to find me. But I'll be watching, and I can't wait for right now we're in exhibition. But once the actual tournament starts, that's when it gets really good. He said a lot of members of Team USA are first-time Olympians. They still need time to get to know each other. Absolutely. He said they don't even stand up for the flag. How can you expect them to play hard for it? Now you're trying to mix politics into sports. I'm not really gonna break that down. Look, if it's a free country, they can do as they please. I'm not gonna get into all of that. But the bottom line is, that has nothing to do with the way they're playing. The way they're playing is the way they're playing. And also, we can't discredit these other countries that are coming out here hungrier than ever and poised to try to win. Remember, Luke is in this competition as well, so that's going to be interesting, man, to see how everything plays out. But the team they just played, Australia, is no slouch, man. They have some hoopers there. They got, obviously Joe Ingles. He's a part of a disappointing Jazz team, but they had a great regular season. I think they had the best record. I'm not sure if it was the NBA or just the West, but they had one of the best records. Obviously, Patty Mills has been a great role player for years, part of great teams in the past. So, and Thibault, he's a great defender. So they have some pieces there. It's not like they played a bunch of chumps. A lot of talent in the world, and you have to through the good and the bad, you got to support your country. So we're with Team USA whether they win or lose, regardless. When is the next Team USA game? I think in like 2 days. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the schedule, but I think in like a couple days, 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days they'll be on, man. Not worried about it. Tomorrow's game is going to be intriguing between the Bucks and the Suns. If the Bucks get the victory and tie the series, I think their confidence can really skyrocket, and then they just have to win one on the road. I think the series is theirs. But tomorrow, again, very crucial game. The Suns, to me, the Bucks are the better team. They have the size. They have the better defenders. But the difference in the last game was that DeAndre Ayton got in foul trouble. Had he been in, it could have been a very different game. Now, Giannis has been having his way. So he continues to be the best player in the series. And usually, the best players in the series win. Oh, they play tomorrow? Okay, thank you, guys. Awesome. I didn't know that. Okay. Argentina. Wow, that's another good team, too. That's another good team right there. Argentina, they play very good team ball, man. Very good team ball. I think Luis Scola is still on that team. But he has shorter hair, so he's unrecognizable. He said, my home country, the Philippines, almost upset Boban Marjanovic and Serbia. He said, I think that the qualifiers over there, that was really sick to watch. It's good, man. I'm glad that we can talk basketball, even though our Lakers are no longer in it. That makes me very happy to be able to break down a different, the international play. So that's a beautiful thing, and it'll kill some of the summer for us. Summer League too, man. I can't wait for that. And again, we got free agency. So many great things to talk about. So we'll be around. Bucks play when? Oh, they don't play tomorrow? Okay. See, I'm all over the place, man. I've been up and down the gym, so I'm a bit tired. Apologies. Okay, they play They play Wednesday, so that basically clears the schedule for you guys to watch back-to-back games. You got Team USA tomorrow, and you got the Bucks on Wednesday. So that's great news. He said, "My brother, hey, what's up, William Blackson? What's up, bro? Welcome to the chat." I don't know Mike Brown coach. I didn't know Mike Brown coached Nigeria. Really? I didn't know that either. I just saw the highlights, to be honest, of the first game. So I didn't know. That's crazy. Is he of that descent? Is he Nigerian? That would obviously explain it. Did Adam Silver really pitted us against the Nets and Suns in the preseason? That's good news, man. That is good news. I want competition right off the bat. That way we can start on the highest gear possible to start the season, you know? That's pretty cool, man. Shout out to Coach Mike Brown. I didn't know that. Adam Silver, he said, Dan Summerlee gonna be sick for my Thunder. Oh, by the way, I can't pronounce that. Yeah, I cannot pronounce that name, but I know who you're talking about. He's very lanky. He can shoot threes. He's not a bad player, man. I think, the thing about Sam Presti, he's been great at drafting. His record speaks for itself. His draft record, if you just go back and look at all the draft picks, you'd be like, wow, you're in good hands. So, blessings, bro. I think it's really cool that y'all have all those draft picks, and I'm going to be intrigued to see what you do with them. Are you going to package some of those and land a star to go with Gillies Alexander, or are you going to take the slow route and just build through the draft over years? We'll see. I think he's going to mix it up. Call him Poku? All right, if that works, bro. But yeah, he's a solid player. He's a decent player. I like Terrence Ferguson as well. There's a couple players I like. Do you guys still have them? I'm not sure if you do. So our vengeance begins in the preseason. To me, preseason is more about finding out the rotations, right? And finding out what's going to work for us for the upcoming season, more than wins or losses, because it's preseason. There's been times when we start off and we go undefeated in preseason, then we struggle to start. And then there's been times where we struggle to start preseason, and then we get off to a hot start. So I rather worry about the regular season than the preseason, but I am going to break it all down because, I'm a freak when it comes to, basketball, and I just can't get enough of Lakers basketball. Oh, they don't have Terrence Ferguson no more? That's right. I figured you guys traded him at some point, but yeah, I used to like him. Any updates on Scott Brooks? I think, didn't he sign with Portland as an assistant? I think he went with Portland, if I'm not mistaken, as an assistant. So yeah, no Scott Brooks for the Lakers. But we're good, man. We're good. Not worried about Scott Brooks. I think our coaching staff is fine the way it is, obviously, with the additions and subtractions. I'm more concerned about the roster and what we're going to do this offseason. Is it going to be a dub, or is it going to be like puzzling? We'll see. We have a lot of adjustments to make, and I expect to see a couple of trades, a couple free agent signings, and definitely some draft picks mixed in there, and we'll see. Yeah, preseason doesn't matter as long as we're healthy. I echo that. I'm not a fan of preseason basketball. I am. Now, I do wish it was a bit shorter, like, 2 to 3 games, because that's all you really need. But I'm a fan of preseason basketball. We get to see, and partially, we get to see players you don't usually get to see in the regular season. Guys like Taylor Horton might get more playing time, and he maybe even might carve out their niche for the regular season. For example, he killed it the last preseason. I think he went off for like 33 or 35 or something like that, versus the Clippers in last year's preseason. So as a result, I think he ended up carving out a good role. He averaged 19 to 25 minutes a game for the Lakers. So preseason does matter, but it mainly matters more to the coaching staff than it does to the fans. Now, for a diehard like me, every minute that I can consume of Lakers basketball, from summer league, from the offseason to summer league, all the way to preseason and the regular season and the playoffs, obviously, is a must-have for me. I gotta watch every little second of it. I usually even cover the what do they call them, the intro press conference to the season, right? What do they call that? Every year they do the little interviews and stuff. I always cover that. Media day. There you go, media day. Oh, why do I forget? Media day. Yep. So I'm a diehard, man, and I cover every single aspect of the game. Fizdale should help a lot with offensive schemes. I'm looking forward to David Fizz, man. He's coming back home, and he's even good enough to be a head coach in this league. But as an assistant, I think that's his real specialty. He's worked wonders before. So, I'm excited for it. Lakers Dodgers. Dan, those two Thunder versus Lakers games in LA were fun last year. They were, man. They were. You guys are young but feisty, and you had the right mix of veterans and stuff. Now, what's gonna happen with Al Horford? I'm curious. The Dodgers destroyed the Diamondbacks 22-1. Wasn't it 22-2 or something like that? Yeah, I seen that, bro. That was crazy. But the Dodgers are gonna repeat, man. We're deeper this year by adding Albert Pujols and some other role players, man. They Dodgers got deeper this year, so I'm looking forward to that back-to-back. Looking forward to that, man. But yeah, overall, man, that pretty much sums it up for today's video, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Always a pleasure. Always fun talking basketball and more with you guys. And make sure you guys enjoy Space Jams. Be safe out there. Like I said, I'm hearing great things from the movie, so I always go into my reviews early and stuff, spoiler free. So I'm looking forward to it. He said, "Did you forget we traded Al Horford to Boston?" Oh yes, I forgot. That's right. That's the only trade that has happened so far early in this offseason, right? For Kemba Walker. I did forget. But yeah, I thought he kind of didn't fit there with you guys. But thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Thanks to my bro for donating as well, man. I appreciate that. And I'll see you guys right here. If anything breaks, you know where to find me. Have a great rest of your night. Laker Nation, peace out.